Good things come to those who wait, but better things go to those who go out and fight for them. And my friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day the market is open, that is all we ask. If you will dedicate this time and your energy, you can do this. Doesn't matter how long it takes, because once you master the charts, the world is your oyster. If you can accurately track price movement, you have your own little magic lamp. Now, let's jump into these charts and see where they lead us. Everything is up for the day except the S&P 500. It's down a little bit, 0.26%. We see a green spinning top for the week. That is showing us a slowdown in the down movement. First day of this latest weekly candle. Price percent oscillator still heading down. Derivative oscillator going to the third week of losing some downward momentum. Still quite red. Let's look at the 2-day. That's where we see a green open box spinning top. Price percent oscillator is negative and well away from the red signal line, but is heading up. Derivative oscillator is about flat. So again, that is showing us some slowdown in the down movement, nonetheless still down for the day. And you can see where we had a red down hammer in the morning, green spinning top in the afternoon. On the half-day chart, price percent oscillator and derivative oscillator still heading up, but not hitting the highs that it hit even on Friday afternoon. So that is what we see with the S&P 500. Still lots of downward pressure on that weekly and 2-day chart. What do we see on the NASDAQ 100? Up for the day, about the opposite of what the S&P is, down 0.30%. Looks a little similar. We have a green spinning top there on the NASDAQ 100, pushing right above the 2-day trend line on the weekly chart, below the weekly trend line. Price percent oscillator is closer to the red signal line on the NASDAQ 100 as opposed to the S&P 500. Derivative oscillator is flat on that 2-day chart. And we see on the half-day, again pushing up, red hammer in the morning, green sort of spinning top in the afternoon. But again, price is trying to move up, but we still have all of that weight of the weekly pushing down, and the 2-day not as much. But again, lots of downward pressure still in this market. Well, let's go to the bonds, 20-year bonds. They're up rather nicely for the day, 2.19%. And again, price percent oscillator consequently has gone flat on the weekly. Derivative oscillator losing downward momentum, starting the week off by blasting through that weekly trend line with a big green up candle. That's good to see after many weeks of down movement by bonds. We look at the 2-day chart. Again, we've seen some green candles in the recent past, crossing over, going up. Now again, the latest candle ended on Thursday, so this is the Friday, Monday. We'll go ahead and rechart our trend line, and we will, of course, move our 2-day crossover. It is not a recross because the weekly is still moving down, but we will adjust that so that we have a quick, easy to see indicator there that we have the 2-day heading up, and of course the derivative oscillator also flipped. So it's nice to see that strong price action. We have seen the half-day chart. It crossed over going up all the way back in mid-February. Went up for a few days and then sort of sideways and down, and then bounding back up again, recovering. Price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator heading up quite strongly. So we'll keep our eye on bonds and see if those down moves have possibly ended. That doesn't mean they have, because still a lot of downward pressure in bonds. Let's look at gold. Gold going up nicely, 1.04% for the day. Not reaching yet anywhere near that high of last week, but it is moving up. Price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator. Of course, we had that 2-day recross that occurred We'll go to that as we go to the 2-day chart. There you can see it on the 14th, Monday the 14th. Things moved up, but again, starting the week off, even though things are up, of course, that prior 2-day candle, we had that hammer up to a high of 182 so far. The high 178.99, 179, and that prior 172.60. So I'm sorry, 182.60. So again, has some ways to go up to the prior, but that price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator moving up. Half day, we can see where we had that down movement starting in the afternoon on Thursday and then on Friday, recovering a little bit as we moved into Friday afternoon, slowing down, we would say, and then popping up on Monday. So that is good to see. We want to, again, continue to see gold thrive. I love gold. I love trading gold. It is one of the charts next to the Qs that's close to my heart, and one that I've started enjoying watching here lately with you, with all of you really pushing me to do it, is, of course, Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin up? Well, according to the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and of course, we go over to our Bitcoin futures, anywhere between about 7.5% to 8% is what we see on these. We look at what the New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index is showing. It only reports once a day, and it's just showing up 3.23%. But we're starting the week off quite strongly, and that is decent. And we see that, again, Bitcoin is flat on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator continuing to lose downward momentum. That's good to see. 2-day bouncing off the red signal line, green spinning top forming for the week after we saw things bound up and then rotate over for 6 days, hammering down. It's good to see Bitcoin trying to recover, bouncing off that red signal line. Half-day chart, we can see 2 days of nice movement, crossing over on Monday, heading up. So that's good. Still have a lot of weight and downward pressure on Bitcoin, but we like to see that price percent oscillator flattening, hopefully getting ready to bound back up, and that will give us the opportunity, as we have had in the recent past, in jumping into a strong change in investor sentiment in Bitcoin. If that indeed does occur soon, that would be wonderful. We shall be standing by, waiting for it. I recorded this afternoon for you in the driver's seat. Another good training. Check that out at the YouTube channel. Don't forget, Patreon members, this Wednesday, live Q&A, call-in session. If you have questions, you have ETF stocks you would like us to help backtrack for you and take a look at for you to practice trade, please do that. You have questions, problems, concerns, we love to hear from you at any of the 3 Patreon levels of support. We welcome you into that live question and answer session. If you're not a Patreon member, there's some slots still available. Go to our Patreon page, chartingwealth.com. You'll also see a link in the show notes if you're a subscriber for free at chartingwealth.com. Regardless, find us on Patreon, subscribe. We'll put you on that list. We'll give you the call-in instructions. We'd be happy to hear you. Plus, of course, every week you get our Charting Crypto podcast we provide for you on Wednesdays. And then every Thursday, the 20 weekly vertical crossovers. We endeavor to get you 10 up and 10 down. Here lately, it's been a lot of down ones. Again, giving you shorting opportunities. And don't forget, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get that 3-part series. Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, so that you know what to do with down moves in your practice trading. You can start practice trading puts and calls. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.